that thing. So we'll be steady.
Ready.
Ready. All right, team, our final week at Icorps. These past several weeks have been really insightful. I can definitely say I've learned a lot. Troy, what are your thoughts on Icorps? Okay. And Emmanuel, as our industry mentor, what did you think of Icorps? True. What I can definitely say, Icorps really helped me understand more about the commercialization process. So, our product is game-based learning technology that will transform the ways mathematics is taught. Definitely a market for parents. But remember the whole to charter and not to charter debate? Great points, both of you. Well, one thing we know, students enjoy playing the prototype. They were definitely engaged. And the common thread through all of the interviews, whether parents, teachers, administrators, was student engagement. All right, team, let's focus. By the end of Icorps, we had to nail down our beachhead market. Stay tuned to find out.
5, 4, 3, 2.
All right, team, our final week at Icorps. These past several weeks have really been insightful. I can definitely say I've learned a lot. Troy, what are your thoughts on Icorps? Okay. And Emmanuel, as our industry mentor, what are your thoughts on Icorps? Definitely. This process has definitely helped me understand more about the commercialization process. So, our product is game-based learning technology that will indeed transform the way mathematics is taught. Definitely a market for parents. But remember the whole to charter and not to charter debate? Great points. Well, we know students are enjoying playing the prototype. They were definitely engaged. And the common thread through all of the interviews, parents, teachers, and administrators, was student engagement. All right, team, let's focus. By the end of Icorps, we had to nail down our beachhead. Stay tuned to find out. At Icorps. These past several weeks have been really insightful. I definitely learned a lot. Troy, what are your thoughts? Okay. Emmanuel, as our industry mentor, what are your thoughts on Icorps? I love both of your feedback. This process has definitely helped me understand more about the commercialization process. Oh, I had the wrong one up. I'm sorry. Start over. All right, team. Our final week at Icorps. These past several weeks have been really insightful. I can definitely say I learned a lot. Troy, what about you?
Well, before Icorps, I wanted to sell our product to everybody. Having been through Icorps, I realized we should focus on one customer segment.
True. Emmanuel, as our industry mentor, what are your thoughts on Icorps?
Icorps has been a blessing and a wealth of priceless information that I feel I can apply to my own personal business, but also we can apply to help bring our product to market.
Yes, this process has definitely helped me understand more about the commercialization process. Okay, so our product is game-based learning software that will transform the way math is taught. Definitely a market for parents. But remember the whole to charter or not to charter debate?
Yeah, after the first few weeks of interviews, we decided to narrow down customer segments to parents.
True, but what if charter schools are a better fit? We did interview a few administrators that were interested.
The thing about charter schools is they don't always have the budget. Remember that charter school in Baltimore with the $25K budget for learning technology for the entire school?
We can always look at different demographics though. Dr. Chapman, you remember your friend in Philly that you mentioned that was interested in pilot programs and had a bigger budget?
Oh yes, John Doe. Well, great points, both of you. Well, what we do know is students enjoy playing the prototype. They were definitely engaged. And the common thread through all of our interviews, whether parents, teachers, or administrators, was student engagement.
Right.
All right, team, focus. By the end of Icorps, we have to nail down our beachhead market.
Is it parents?
Or is it charter school?
Stay tuned to find out. All right, team, our final week at Icorps. These past several weeks have been really insightful. I can definitely say I've learned a lot. Troy, what about you?
Before Icorps, I wanted to sell to everybody. Now, having been through Icorps, I realized we should focus on one customer segment.
True. Emmanuel, as our industry mentor, what are your thoughts on Icorps?
I think Icorps has been a blessing and a priceless wealth of knowledge that I can not only apply to my personal life and businesses, but also to bringing our product to the market.
Definitely. This process has definitely helped me understand more about the commercialization process. So, our product is game-based learning software that will transform the way statistics is taught. Definitely a market for parents. But remember the whole to charter or not to charter debate?
Yeah, after our first 2 weeks of interviews, we decided to focus on parents as our customer segment.
True, but what if charter schools are a better fit? We did interview a few administrators that seemed really interested.
Charter schools are cool, but they don't always have the money. Remember that charter school in Baltimore with the $50K budget for the entire school?
Yeah.
For our specific end users, it'll be even less than that.
We can always look at a different demographic though. Now, Dr. Chapman, do you remember your friend in Philly that was interested in the pilot program and had a bigger budget?
Yes, John Doe. Well, great points, both of you. Well, one thing we know is students enjoy playing the prototype. They were definitely engaged. And a common thread through all of the interviews, whether parents, teachers, or administrators, was student engagement.
Right.
All right, team, focus. By the end of Icorps, we have to nail down our beachhead market.
Is it parents?
Or is it charter schools?
Stay tuned to find out. All right, team, our final week at Icorps. These past several weeks have been really insightful. I can definitely say I learned a lot. Troy, what about you?
Before Icorps, I wanted to sell our product to everybody. Now, having been through Icorps, I realized we should focus on one customer segment.
Absolutely. Emmanuel, as our industry mentor, what are your thoughts on Icorps?
I think Icorps is absolutely amazing. I've been able to learn things that I can apply to my own personal entrepreneur endeavors as well as us bringing this product to the market.
True. As an entrepreneur, this has definitely helped me understand more about the commercialization process. So, our product is a game-based learning software that will transform the way statistics is taught. Definitely a market for parents. But what about the whole to charter or not to charter debate?
Yeah, after the first few weeks of interviews, we decided to focus on parents as our customer segment. I mean, they're willing to spend the money and they have the money to spend.
True.
True, but what if charter schools are a better fit? We did interview a few administrators and they were interested.
What I didn't like about charter schools was that they don't always have the budget. You know, remember that charter school in Baltimore with the $50K budget for the entire school? For 6th grade, it would be even less than that.
We can always look at different demographics though. Dr. Chapman, remember the person in Philly that at the private school that said they had a bigger budget and was interested in pilot program?
Yes, John Doe. Well, great points, both of you. Well, we know the students enjoyed playing the prototype. They were definitely engaged, and a common thread through all of our interviews, whether parents, teachers, or administrators, was student engagement.
Right.
All right, team, focus. By the end of Icorps, we have to nail down our beachhead market.
Is it parents?
Or is it charter schools?
Stay tuned to find out. Watch it. Do that. Hey guys, I found the Icorps book.
Hey.
Yes. All right, team. Our final week at Icorps. These past several weeks have been intense, but I definitely learned a lot. Troy, what do you think about Icorps? What have you learned?
I think it was effective in teaching me to narrow down my customer segments. Before I was focusing on many, and now I'm only focusing on one.
Nice, that's very nice. Customer segment is really something I really learned a lot about too. Emmanuel, as our industry mentor, what are your thoughts about Icorps? I mean, did you learn anything, or did you pretty much know all of this stuff?
I can only wish I knew all this stuff. Icorps has been a blessing to me. I look at it as something I can not only apply to the things that I've been working on, but also being able to help be a mentor in this program with you guys and helping bring your product to the market is even a blessing and experience for me as well. And I think that if we can apply what we learn, we'll be well on our way.
Nice. I love the feedback, guys. I love both your feedback. This process has definitely helped me understand more about the commercialization process as a whole. Over these past weeks, we've dived into customer segments, value propositions, key activities, revenue models, cost structures, channels, key partners. Did I miss anything?
Nah, I think you got it all. I mean, what could possibly go wrong? We're only trying to build a business model in 7 weeks. No sweat.
Okay, joking aside, let's get our priorities straight. By the end of Icorps, we have to nail down our customer segment. Our product is game-based software that will transform the way statistics is taught to middle and high school students. So parents is an obvious go-to market. But remember the whole to charter and not to charter debate?
Yeah, I think after looking at our interviews, we decided to focus on parents, you know. They have the money and they're always going to support their children's education in whichever way they can.
True, but what if charter schools are a better fit? We did interview some administrators.
Flashback.
Yes.
The thing about charter schools is that there's a lot of back end with them, you know. Depending on the budget, they may need to seek approval, and on top of that, some of them just don't have the money to spend.
We can always look at different demographics though. We're not limiting ourselves to just inner city areas, but we can consider charter and private schools on a wider scale. Don't you have a friend at a prep school?
Oh, yes. John Doe School. They just got a big grant. They definitely have the money.
Yeah, that prep school is definitely a good fit. You guys are on point.
So here's the dilemma. Parents seem like the obvious choice. They're the ones who make the purchases. But private and charter schools could be a strong secondary market. They've got the resources and they're always looking for new tools.
Before we start thinking about our secondary market, let's lock down our beachhead. We need to figure out if we're going to focus on parents or if we're going to focus on charter schools.
Yeah, because you know deciding between two totally different customer segments is just a stress-free thing, right?
Nah, but for real though, when we seen the kids play the game, they seem to really enjoy it, you know?
Awesome.
Flashback.
Yeah.
Yes, the kids did enjoy playing the prototype. seeing how much they were into it really warmed my heart, guys. They were definitely engaged. And the common thread through all of our interviews with parents, teachers, administrators was student engagement. All right, so our mission, should we choose to accept it, find our beachhead market.
Is it parents?
Is it charter schools?
Stay tuned to find out. Okay, jokes aside though, let's get our priorities straight. The first thing we need to do is nail down our customer segment. So, given that we're selling a game-based learning app that will transform the way middle and high school students learn statistics, should we focus on parents or should we open it up to schools? Actually, do you guys remember the whole to charter and not to charter debate?
Yeah. I think that we should focus on parents. You know what I mean? They're willing to do whatever they can to help their children's education any way possible, and they have the money to pay for a monthly subscription. I mean, everyone has Netflix. You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
True. But during our Icorps kickoff sessions, I've been getting this nagging feeling. What if charter schools are a better fit?
I think charter schools are definitely good, and they might be an option, but what I don't like about charter schools, and y'all could correct me if I'm wrong, I mean, the business experience is definitely on your end, you know? So, I don't like the back end of charter schools. Some of them don't have the funds available, and on top of that, the ones that do have the funds available, they have to get approval from their superiors.
But we've interviewed a couple of administrators who hold the purse strings. Remember our interview with Jaleesa? Okay.
Yeah. But remember that charter school down in Baltimore who only has a 25 to 50K technology budget? And that's for the whole school. I mean, we're only looking at sixth graders, so the money is even going to be less for them. I just don't think they can afford it at the end of the day.
Well, we can always look at a different demographic. We're not limited to look at just charter schools in city areas, but consider charter and private schools and see and on a wider scale. What about your friend at Malvern Prep? What about your friend at the charter school that you?
Hey, can you repeat the whole thing so you can cut that out? Cut that in.
We can always look at a different demographic though. We're not limited to look at charter schools in just inner city areas, but can consider charter and private schools on a wider scale.
Yeah, I agree with that. And on top of that, I think she had a friend at a private school. What was his name again?
Oh, John Doe. Yeah, their school has a lot of money.
Yeah. Second thought, I think private and charter schools may be a way to go. I'm telling you, you guys are on point, man. Especially when it comes to business, you know.
So here's the dilemma. Parents seem like the obvious choice. We backed that up through several interviews at this point. They're the ones who make the purchases. They are very interested and they're willing to pay more than what we expected to charge. But private and charter schools could be a strong secondary market. They've got resources and they're always looking for new tools.
Yeah, but before we start thinking about our secondary market, let's really lock down our beachhead. You know, we need to figure out if we're sticking with parents or if we're going to pivot to charter and private schools.
Yeah, because you know deciding between two completely different customer segments is just a stress-free thing, right?
Nah, but for real though, I mean, the kids we seen play the game, they seem to love it. And I think both customer segments could work, to be honest with you.
Cut to the kids playing. Yes, when I saw the kids play the game, it really warmed my heart to how much they were engaged in it. And remember, both parents, teachers, and administrators, they all said that engagement was one of the top pain points they were trying to find a solution for. So, here's our mission in our final week of Icorps. Should we choose to accept it? Find our beachhead market.
Is it parents?
Is it charter schools?
You'll soon find out. All right, let's do it one more time. So we all laugh. Okay. Okay, jokes aside, let's get our priorities straight. Remember that our innovation is a game-based learning app that is going to transform the way middle and high school students learn statistics.
Right.
So we really want to nail down this customer segment. Parents have shown a great deal of interest, but remember the whole to charter or not to charter debate?
Yeah, and I think that we decided after our first 2 weeks of interviews to really focus on parents. You know what I mean? They have the money to invest and they're willing to do anything they can to help their children's education in any way possible. Not to mention, there's a lot of backing with charter schools, you know what I mean? For example, they may not have the funds and they also may need approval.
That may have been too much. Too long, but go ahead.
Keep going if it was too long.
Might be too long. Let's go back.
Start over.
Take 3. All right, guys. Found the Icorps book.
Nice.
Okay, our final week of Icorps. It has been a great experience, right?
Yeah.
Yes, most definitely.
Troy, what do you think about the program? What did you learn?
I mean, I learned basically to narrow our focus down. Originally, when I was going into it, I thought the best method to acquire the most funds would be to focus on everybody, you know, open it up to charter schools, open it up to private schools, open it up to parents, open it up to everybody. Anybody who has a mobile technology or a way to download software should be our focus. But I came into the program and they said, really truthfully, you only need one customer segment, narrow it down as much as possible, and then use that as a pivot to grow. And so that really blew my mind.
Wow, interesting. That's kind of me too. Emmanuel, you have been a great mentor, but did you learn anything through this, or you kind of knew it all going in?
I wish I knew it all going in. But the Icorps has definitely been an eye-opener for me, not just from the standpoint of the product that you guys are working on, but also in my own personal life, how I can apply some of the things that I've learned in this will be very useful. Being able to slim down your customer segment, being able to adapt and adjust within your structure at the same time, and then being able to work on data points and the importance of those things has been really eye-opening for me. And I think that it'll be really impactful as we all move forward, individually and collectively.
Definitely, customer segments has been the key thing that we've been trying to nail down with, 90-something interviews right now. But also key activities, revenue models, cost structures, channels. Did I miss anything?
Nah, I think you got it all. I mean, what could possibly go wrong? All we're doing is building a business model, you know, from the beginning to the end in a matter of 7 weeks, you know, no sweat at all.
He said at least something.
But all jokes aside, let's get our priorities straight. The first thing that they told us to nail down was our customer segment. And I think we've all agreed on parents. But remember the whole to charter and not to charter debate?
Yeah. I mean, after the first few weeks of interviews though, pardon me, I think that it's better to focus on parents. I mean, they're willing to support their kids' learning in whatever way they can. And they also have the money and are willing to pay the money, you know, for our product that we're offering.
That's a good point.
Parents seem like definitely the biggest segment,
That's a good point.
but charter schools is a possibility as well.
See, this is the thing about charter schools for me, E. The thing about charter schools for me is that there's a lot of back end with charter schools, you know what I mean? Both of you will know more than me, obviously. You've got the business expertise on your end, definitely. But the way I'm looking at it, for example, that charter school in Baltimore, right? They have about $25,000 to $50,000 for the entire school in terms of technology. And we're only looking at 6th graders. So there's even less money for them. You know what I mean? I mean, it just doesn't seem like they can afford it.
Good point.
You keep forgetting your lies. You keep forgetting your lies. We're doing so good. Take two.
Take two.
Okay, guys, found my Icorps book. Are you guys ready?
Let's go.
Yeah. Let's get to it.
All right, so here we are back in another week at Icorps. At this point, we really should have nailed down our customer segment. And this week, I believe they said we're going to be talking about key activities, revenue models, cost structures, channels. Did I forget anything?
Nah, I mean, I think you got it all. What could possibly go wrong? All we trying to do is build a business model from scratch in about 7 weeks or so. No sweat.
I keep losing words like.
Bloopers.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm starting to wonder if we need to sleep or just power through on pure adrenaline. This is going to be intense.
Okay, guys, jokes aside, let's get our priorities straight. The first thing we need to nail down is our customer segment. Remember the whole to charter or not to charter debate?
Yeah. After the first few weeks of interviews, we decided that we were going to go with parents as our primary customer segments.
True, but during the Icorps sessions, I've been getting this nagging feeling. What if charter schools are a better fit? We did interview a few administrators, and they seem really interested.
Yeah.
Yeah, charter schools are cool, but there's a lot of backing with them, and they don't always have the money. Remember that school in Baltimore that had only a $25,000 to $50,000 budget for the entire school, and we're only looking at sixth graders, so there's going to be even less money for them.
Sure.
We can always look at different demographics, though.
Yeah,
We're not limited to just charter schools or inner city areas, but consider charter and private schools on a wider scale. Don't you have a friend at Melbourne Prep, Z, who is willing to introduce us to, excuse me, to their tech guy? You know they got at least a $55 million budget, a grant, right?
Oh, yeah, Jason's school. They definitely have money.
yeah, Malvern Prep definitely got money. They're definitely a good idea. Y'all are on point.
So here's the dilemma. Parents seem like the obvious choice that we've agreed upon a couple weeks ago. They're the one who makes the purchases and also have expressed a lot of interest over these interviews. But private and charter schools could be a strong secondary segment. They've got resources and they're always looking for new tools.
But before we talk about a secondary market, we really want to narrow down our beachhead. You know what I mean? What are we going to do right now? We need to figure out if we're going to stick with parents or if we're going to pivot to charter and private schools.
Yeah, because you know, deciding between two completely different customer segments, I totally stress-free, right?
Nah, for real though. The kids we seen playing the game the other day, they seem to have a blast. You know what I mean? On top of that, we know that parents are willing to buy the app. And on top of that, they have the money to pay about $20 a month.
All right, team, let's focus. Our mission, should we choose to accept it, find our beachhead market. Is it parents or charter schools? And while we're at it, we need to figure something else out that's kind of been buzzing around my head lately.
What's that?
What if we took our mobile app idea and turned it into a PC game?
A PC game? That would be great. I mean, parents are trying to get their kids off of their phone anyway. You know what I mean? On top of that, a PC game would be easier to implement for teachers as they're already using Chromebooks inside the classroom. That's a brilliant idea.
Definitely. PC game may have more staying power. We could stand out in a crowded app arena
Yeah.
by offering something unique. It's a bold move, but I think we can pull it off big time.
All right, so here's the plan. We're sticking with parents as our beachhead market, but we're going to keep charter and private schools on the radar as a strong secondary. And we're not just launching a mobile app, we're going for a full-on PC game that hits both markets.
Great. Parents first, schools next, and a PC game to blow them all the way. I love it.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, we got it, yo.
All right, to Icorps to figure this all out and not sleeping until we do. Ready?
Yeah, don't sleep.
All right, let's go.
You want to run it again?
Okay, guys, found the binder. All right. So, we're back here for another week of Icorps. Are you guys ready?
Yeah, I mean, all we're about to do is just build a whole business from scratch in 7 weeks. No sweat. No sweat at all.
So, we've already nailed down our customer segments, supposedly. And this week, we're going to delve deep into key activities, revenue models, cost structures, channels. Did I miss anything?
Nah, I think you got it all.
It's like,
What you mean?
so when I say R18, we're back here at Icorps, should I say R18, we're halfway done Icorps? Right? And say, now we have to dive deep into key activities, revenue models, cost structures, channels, and then say, did I miss anything? Or
We're at the end of Icorps.
well, wherever, was it at the end? What week was that when we did the customer set key activities? I think that was like 2 weeks ago. And revenue models. We've completed at this point, we should have completed our customer segments and are ready to dive into key activities, complete the revenue model, cost structure, blah, blah, blah. So I'm gonna change that.
Okay.
So we act like.
So this is supposed to be taking place like a couple weeks in the past from today.
I think so. I don't know. What y'all think?
I don't know. I think.
It's supposed to be our journey through
Yeah.
Icorps. So what is this?
I don't
Hey,
know.
what you think?
What you think?
What, as far as what we should be saying?
No, as far as like what time period, because it's supposed to be a video about our journey through Icorps. So at first I was thinking in the beginning, but I was thinking if this could take place a few different times.
Yeah, cause so you should say, I say maybe just date it back as if hypothetically it was a couple of weeks ago. Cause then at that point you had already got to a point where there was certain things you started to notice that you wanted to change.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, a big thing that they kind of want to see is how you're envisioning how you're going to move forward with like whatever changes or adjustments you need to make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so do it like this. So we're back here at Icorps. Boom. So there can't really be a flashback though. It could be a flashback.
It is flashback because it really is.
Yeah, it could be a flashback still. Alright, so then we just
All right. This week, at this point, we should have our customer segments pretty much nailed down. This week, they say we're going to dive deeper into key activities, revenue models, cost structures, channels. Oh my goodness, did I miss anything?
Nah, I think you got everything. I mean, what could possibly go wrong? We sit here, we're just about to build an entire business model in 7 weeks. No sweat. Feel me?
Emmanuel don't have a cup of coffee, but you got to do your part, Emmanuel. So you want to do it one time before recording?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to see how this thing looks. So are you going to be Oh, shit. Are you gonna be coming in?
Yeah,
I'm
I'm okay.
supposed to film you while you coming in.
You idiot.
Battery on low already?
Battery is low. It kicked us up again.
Is it? Alright.
Yeah, the
No, for real. I wonder what the coins do.
yeah.
It was a chest.
Yo, pick up the chest. Pick up
Oh.
the chest. Gotta do another equation.
No, it is 4. I didn't do that.
That extra real excited.
Yo, go ahead.
Shut up.
Okay.
Yo, this is sick.
Good job.
Alright. Start recording.
What a big small.
Sounded like kind